But Money in the Bank 2025 has officially been over, and it was quite an interesting experience coming out of this year's Money in the Bank. From the highs and the lows, the cool moments and then the horrible bad moments, it's all a big mix in between. Before we get into the video, I have brought back my streaming / anime channel, so I am doing streams on there and on my Twitch, so all of that and the rest of my socials will be down in the description. But remember, hit that like and subscribe button, as this helps out the channel, and we're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. But let's get into this whole Money in the Bank of 2025 review. Then we get into women's Money in the Bank match with Stephanie Verker, Rhea Ripley, Julia, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Roxanne Perez. And to me, this Money in the Bank match for the women could have been one of the all-time greats with the roster, this lineup of stacked women they had up for this match. This match ended up being kind of a let. Don't get me wrong, I really thought this match would be more. It could possibly be one of the greatest women's Money in the Bank matches, or at least the top 3. But I just feel like it was still a good match. It was like a solid match, but it didn't live up to the past 2 years of Money in the Banks we had of 2023 and 2024, because those were amazing. I still enjoyed it though, and I understand too that this match is probably one of the most dangerous matches any wrestler to do, because so many things can go wrong. I also understand too that you had the likes of Rhea Ripley, Julia, Roxanne, and Stephanie Verker, women who have never been in a Money in the Bank match in their life. So that's a new thing you're putting them into. You only had Alexa Bliss and Naomi as your veterans, so it was really missing a mix-up of multiple more women. And even outside of that too, the only other issues too with the match was that kind of had issues with the ladders. You know, sometimes they didn't just want to do what they were supposed to do, like Julia and Roxanne trying to put this ladder on Rhea and trying to keep trying to, like, you know, squash Rhea with the ladder, but it was taking too long because it was getting stuck. One of the parts of the ladder was getting stuck and didn't want to move, and it's all the spots they were trying to do was just taking too long to really set up, like with the little pop rocks / code reds the Roxanne and Alexa were doing on the ladders. Like, everything kind of felt like it was too long and overall safe, which, don't get me wrong, them being safe and being healthy and not injured, completely fine with that, because I know how dangerous this match can be. It just could have been so much better, in my personal opinion. I still thought it was fun because I felt like, you know, you made Rhea look like this monster that everyone was trying to take down, because you know how strong of a monster that she is and how, like, powerful she is, so they had to take her down multiple times. You kind of had callbacks of Rhea and Roxanne's, you know, partnership they had on Raw, but them still being rivals with each other. I thought they did a good job at least presenting Julia, and then gave her a lot of moments to really showcase her. And I was surprised of how much time Julia and Roxanne got to be the highlight focus of this overall Money in the Bank match. It really surprised me. But I do gotta say, Roxanne Perez was the MVP in this match, doing some crazy spots, like doing like Rhea trying to hit a razor's edge onto Roxanne to ladder her, countering that and putting Rhea into a ladder. You know, her doing a moonsault, you know, her springboard moonsault onto Rhea onto a ladder. Like, she was really the highlight of this match and really was the MVP this entire match. And so overall, even though it wasn't super good, I'm so happy that, you know, Roxanne got to look good, Julia got to look good, Rhea got presented well, Stephanie got to showcase herself. And also another cool spot in the women's Money in the Bank match, what I thought I didn't expect it, but freaking Stephanie Verker doing a devil's kiss on Rhea Ripley on the ladder. I thought that was a cool and unique spot, a good showcase of using the ladders in the match. Naomi got the showcase of, Alexa Bliss got the showcase of. I feel like all women got to showcase themselves. I feel like the overall just match and how it was produced wasn't as good. I'm happy though the women got their time and got their showcase. But then we get to the overall ending of the match, where there's no drama, there's no tease of anything like, oh my god, who's gonna win it between these two. It was just kind of like out of nowhere, Naomi climbs up to the ladder and she wins it. Don't get me wrong, I am so happy Naomi won, because she deserves it. She deserves to be your 2025 Miss Money in the Bank winner. It was just so anticlimactic, and it doesn't really build to anything when she came up to win it. Like, she just easily went up there and won it. But either way, in much as my cons for this match and the pros, I still thought this match was fun. It was still a solid women's Money in the Bank match. It was not one of the worst, but I am happy though, and congratulations to Naomi for being your 2025 Miss Money in the Bank winner. Then we get to Dominic Mysterio, his Octagon Jr. Intercontinental Championship, and to me, this match was alright. Like, I'm happy. This cool little thing, you know, if you watch NXT Worlds Collide, Octagon Jr. got to come over and have a match. So it was another great showcasing for Octagon Jr. They have a lot of trust and promise in for his future. Just wait for him to have this moment. I personally feel like it could have been longer, or at least you could have kind of teased this story beforehand on Raw or something to bring more interest into this match, because Dom hasn't really been doing nothing with the IC title. Thought he was going to do something with AJ, but now it looks like AJ is going to go do something with Seth. So I just really don't know about that. Congrats to Dom for retaining his title, And then we get into Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And oh my god, was this match amazing. Like, this match was perfect. Like, this maybe might be their best match out of their entire trilogy. Out of their past 2 matches from Halloween Havoc and Backlash. This match was truly amazing. First off, from the feud itself has been great. Been able to Becky Lynch, the GOAT, of course, best women's wrestler in the world, and then Lyra Valkyria being able to showcase herself, being able to become a star and really showcase what she really is about has been great. Plus, these two women have chemistry beyond chemistry. Like, these two women so well together, and these two women in this ring really laid everything out on the line. It really made it really like a scrap. Really made it like a fight in between these two women. It was just from like, you know, the match itself, and Lyra kicking out from this super manhandle slam from the top rope, Lyra hitting Becky Lynch off of like the apron with this leg drop from off the table, freaking Becky hitting a manhandle slam on the outside, and Lyra hitting a Nightwing on the outside. All that was so brutal and intense, and really was like, hey, this match was just so freaking great. We get to the ending sequence of the match that has been kind of been the same type of play of storytelling between the two. Lyra did it, you know, Halloween Havoc and Backlash by winning by a roll-up. Becky Lynch wins by a roll-up by pulling Lyra's tights this time, and ends up becoming your new Women's Intercontinental Champion, which surprised me because I actually had Lyra winning because I really thought Bayley was going to come out, and we'll get that into the second. Either way, I'm so happy with Becky winning. Becky, anytime she holds a championship, she elevates it, puts it on a grander stage, and whoever ends up beating her for the title looks good beating her and becoming a new champion. So either way, I am happy and excited for Becky Lynch being a new Intercontinental Champion. And we get to the aftermath of the match where Lyra Valkyria has to, from the stipulation that if Becky won, she has to raise Becky's hand, which I was completely fine with. And you had kind of had Becky Lynch gloating and be like, now raise my hand, raise up my hand between this side of the ring, that side of the ring, that side of the ring. And I was like, okay, but like they're kind of starting to drag it. And I thought it was like, okay, cool, you know, you had Lyra put the title over Becky, give her a German suplex, give her the Nightwing, and walked out. Which I thought was good because I mean, it's just going to continue their feud, because I just kind of feel like Bayley should have been in here, because I know we still have multiple weeks before Women's Evolution 2. I feel like Bayley needs to somehow or some way should have been here, or sooner rather than later, imported into this story. Like, she needs to get her input into this story because she's one of the major plot points of this story. So I'm guessing maybe Women's Evolution 2, we're going to get a triple threat of Bayley, Lyra, and Becky for the title. But either way, congrats to Becky Lynch becoming a new Women's Intercontinental Champ. Then we get into the men's Money in the Bank match of Andrade, Penta, El Grande Americano, Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sikoa. To me, this match was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this Money in the Bank match. I thought it was good. Solo has really found himself with being a comedic character and really playing into that. It was great, even though some moments were kind of stupid. Like, I understand you're playing into that, but at the same time too, I'm like, bro, stop emoting and go climb the ladder. And I thought some cool moments too. I feel like this match was able to really highlight everybody, make them have their good little moments throughout the match here and there. You know, Andrade and Penta having respect, but at the same time going after each other in the match. You know, you freaking had this cool spot in the match where freaking, you know, LA Knight tries to take out a Grande on the outside, but then a Grande climbs a ladder and takes a ladder that's in the ring, and then goes and leans on top of the fireball ladder, climbs up that ladder, hit the steel plate on Penta to take him down. Then you have LA Knight coming up, hitting like a fall-away side slam onto a Grande onto the ring. All that whole sequence was just amazing, and how they did that. Penta hitting like a Mexican destroyer onto the ladder freaking was an amazing spot. But another part of this match too that I kind of had a bit of issue with is like there's a spot where Grande Americano had the ladder and he was spinning it, and I'm like, why are you guys just walking into the ladder when you know it? No one's gonna duck down. Like, I understand it was a spot they were trying to do, but it just didn't look well. But either way, outside of that, we had another moment in the match. Seth Rollins is like, you know, I've had enough. Starts calling and, you know, starts being like, bring in Braun Breaker, bring in Bronson Reed. So they come in, and even though I'm like, bro, why are you taking so long to walk? Like, someone could have easily climbed up the ladder. But either way, they come in, start wrecking house on stuff. Well, first then you had Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come in, and freaking Braun Breaker hits a nasty spear on a Grande Americano, and then Bronson Reed and them are both taking everybody out. And you freaking had JC Mateo and Jacob Fatu come on, and then freaking had, you know, them brawling again, and then you had freaking Braun Breaker spearing JC into the barricade. Then you had freaking, you know, Jacob taking out, you know, Bronson and everybody else and helping Solo, and while thinking, okay, he's really gonna help Solo. And right when Solo starts climbing the ladder, Jacob grabs his leg and Solo, I hate you. We've been waiting for that moment and got a massive reaction, a massive pop. We're finally having, I'm guessing, babyface Jacob Fatu now. We've been waiting for this moment because we knew it's gonna happen, and it finally happened. Jacob is finally done with Solo Sikoa. He takes him out with a Uranage through a ladder. He's turned his back on Solo Sikoa for Solo calling him all gas, no brakes, and constantly costing him opportunities. So now I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm hoping Solo does not win no US title. Keep that US title on Jacob Fatu. Then we get to the last sequence in the match afterwards, where the last two men are Seth Rollins and LA Knight, and this is what irritated the crap out of him. So we get to another hope spot. They give you hope that LA Knight's about to win, and then Seth Rollins stomps him and climbs up the ladder and wins the Money in the Bank. Don't get me wrong, I am the biggest Seth Rollins fan. He's my number 2 of all time, and I'm not mad at Seth Rollins winning it because to me he was my second pick. But at the same time, I'm kind of annoyed for the second year in a row they have used the Money in the Bank as a story plot point when this Money in the Bank is supposed to be meant for people who either you never could see winning a world title one-on-one in a match, or that's their way to boost them from the mid-card to the main event scene without having to, even if they were a mid-card champion or not, that was something that you use to elevate and boost them to the main event scene, like a Damian Priest or like an Io Sky. That's the thing that boosts them to. You can see now where they could be multiple world champions, and it's the boost, it's the way of elevating them up to the main event scene. To me, Seth Rollins didn't really need this. You could easily Seth freaking Rollins, a Money in the Bank winner, multiple time world champion, a Royal Rumble winner. He has all the accolades. He did not need this, and he could easily get any type of world title match anytime that he want, and like literally he could easily win the King of the Ring and freaking go challenge Jey Uso at SummerSlam. Like, to me, it just should have been LA, and like, this man for the past 3 years, continuously every single year stay as one of the most hottest acts in the WWE, never loses momentum. People care about him. They always have this belief and this trust that he's gonna win the Money in the Bank. Don't get me wrong, I'm a fan of LA Knight. I'm not no like diehard crazy fan, but I am a fan of him, and I think he's really good, and he constantly has been good with his work. When are we gonna do this? And to me, I'm like, when are we finally gonna reward him? Once again, he's right there, one of the last two, and you don't give him the Money in the Bank. I don't care. He should have won. At least I was fine with the Damian Priest one, but he should have either won last year or this year. To me, I just feel so bad for LA Knight, because it's like, what do you really do with him? Because you really squandered a lot of, like, you really hurt a lot of his other moments that he had. You're waiting too long or just doing bad booking. And I just don't really know next where you go with him, because to me, the Money in the Bank would have been perfect for him, especially since the Money in the Bank next year isn't until August. You even have more than a year to plan this out, this Money in the Bank cashing out. But either way, outside of the ending and how I feel about the wrong person winning the Money in the Bank, but also at the same time liking who won the Money in the Bank, I still feel like the men's Money in the Bank of 2025 was still a fun match. Everyone got to look good in this match, but it's going to be very interesting to see where things go next. But either way, congrats to Seth Rollins becoming a 2-time Mr. Money in the Bank winner. Then we get to the main event. Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes versus John Cena and Logan Paul in a tag team match. And to me, this match wasn't good. I did not enjoy this match. Like, there was some spots in this match I'll get into in a minute, but I did not enjoy this match. I was kind of annoyed that either world champion was not defending their title. Like, Gunther and Jay were right there. A WrestleMania rematch that you put a whole bunch of time and effort to could have been right here, or John Cena defending against somebody, you know? I just feel like that was here, and it just, to me, I'm not crapping on Logan Paul stuff. Like, to me, I feel like he's a good wrestler, but everything else he just sucks at and just bad at. Like, he should not be in the main event scene. I don't get why we're pushing him in the main event scene. He should not be in this main event scene. He's just not good, and it kind of ruined this John Cena heel run, and I'm just like, Jey Uso is kind of like, why are you focusing on a SmackDown story when you should be focusing on your championship, when you have the likes of Seth Rollins going after you and the likes of Gunther going after you? Like, why is your dedication not on that, but it's on a tag match? So to me, it's just kind of like, it's just kind of annoying, but I definitely do think there was a couple cool spots, freaking, Jey Uso spearing freaking John Cena onto an announce table, Logan Paul hitting a springboard moonsault from the ring to Jey Uso onto the announce table, completely destroying it. I thought that was a cool spot. And then we get to the moment. John Cena comes in the ring when the ref is dealing with Logan Paul and Jey Uso on the outside. John Cena comes in, hits Cody Rhodes with the belt, and then we have this mysterious figure come in, and it's R-Truth is back. Don't let Triple H try to trick you saying, oh, it's part of the story. Genuinely released him. Like, don't get me wrong, I am so happy this worked, because a man should have never lost his job. A veteran, a legend like R-Truth should have never lost his job. It's great to see him back. Like, hey, like I'm so happy those fans did something good. Instead of being all this negativity and this hatred toward things, actually did something positive with our power and energy, because we really do control a lot of what goes on in these wrestling companies, because we're really the fans of the crowds, a big part of it. So I'm so happy R-Truth is back, because he deserves to be back. But hey, if we're really bringing back R-Truth, can we bring back Dakota Kai at least? Like, come on, like, we want Coda. Can we bring back Dakota Kai? Give Dakota Kai back her job. But either way, I'm happy that R-Truth is back. Everyone has wrong killings now. I'm happy he's back, even though Triple H is trying to gaslit us. I am hoping, I'm interested to see where this goes, because they won't really probably planning on bringing back R-Truth for their story. So things are going to get kind of interesting. Either way, I just feel like still this shouldn't have been the main event. Even though, yeah, they've done this for the past 2 years and this is the third year in a row, I still feel like these type of matches, like the Royal Rumbles, Elimination Chambers, or Money in the Banks, the stipulation match that's based around the show should be the match that closes the show. It's just me. We don't need Logan Paul in the main event. We didn't need this. I feel like we could have had the women defending the title, Jey Uso defending his title. There's just so many things we could have did instead of this main event. But either way, congrats to Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso for picking up the win. But either way, I am happy R-Truth is back, and I'm happy for Naomi and Seth Rollins winning the Money in the Bank. Even though the shows had a lot of cons and truly wasn't one of their best Money in the Bank shows, and shows a lot of problems going on with current WWE right now, I'm still happy with some of the things that we got. I still had a fun time watching some of the matches, but it's going to be very interesting and very weird and confusing and interesting to see where do they go next after Money in the Bank. But this is just my overall thoughts and review of the overall show of Money in the Bank 2025. But let me know in the comments, what was your thoughts about the overall show? What was your pros and your cons? Let me know down in the comments. Let me know down in the comments down below. Hit the like and subscribe button. Remember, check out my other channel and all my Twitch and socials down below. Hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out the channel since we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers. But that is all for me for my Money in the Bank of 2025 review, and that's all for me. We'll see you all in the next one.